All right, good afternoon. A lot of you guys were asking about this particular little exploding bomb here. What you need to do is go to the Unity store, asset store. You probably want to grab yourself something free from there. Let me go ahead and show you what it should look like. You want to go here to the Unity asset store, um, select 2D, and make sure you pick the free ones, right? And I just typed in the word bomb. Okay, and there it is right there. The ones I liked were here and they were also here, but I grabbed these instead because this one showed me an actual little bomb that I liked, so I went ahead and went with that. I was going to use one of these, but it's okay. So you go through the process of adding to my assets, and you guys have been taught that already. I'm not going to go over that anymore. You guys should know by now. If not, trial and error. Hey, give it a shot. You'll see what happens. Once it lands inside here in your projects area, you'll see the free game items. You're going to go to either 300 DPI. I'd probably pick the best one and use this bomb right here. Okay. And that's what I did. I grabbed it and threw it in there. Because the bomb is gray and my background is kind of very dark, I kind of brightened him up using the color uh, palette over here. Okay. You do need to add a polygon collider to them, and you need to make them a trigger. Okay. And I'm also going to show you how to create the code. Uh, so you got to open up a new code, make up a new code, call it special bomb or whatever you want to call it. Let me see what I named it. I think I named it, yep, special bomb. That's what I did. So I'm just going to show you the code. You take a look at it. I'm going to point out a few things and then I'll move on to the next thing. So you're going to need a public in for the speed, a bool for the bomb, and a transform pro. So this pretty much is going to be your bomb or your projectiles, your bullets. Speed of -10 is what I went with. We can go slower. I'm probably going to go with a 5, so it takes its sweet time coming down. Then this is what allows it to move down. Okay. Once it reaches this position, it's going to move back to the top. Now, what I did here for my move to the top, this is actually it's going to compare the player, and it'll only go off if it touches the player. Okay. Um, there's a problem, not really a problem, but it's doing what it's supposed to be. If it hits a falling object, the falling objects are going to explode. When it hits the player, the bomb is going to go off and it's going to send out a whole bunch of things. Okay, projectiles, and it's going to send them in a quaternium posture, which uh, I'm not going to get into it, but it's a semi-cylindrical. Uh, uh, you know what? That's another class. That'll be your 3D class. So move to the top. This should look familiar. I went ahead and grabbed that from the falling object. Pretty much what I did is, hey, next time you hit the player, you're going to go all the way to the top. Now, I made my random number 60. We can increase that to 80 if we want. That way it doesn't come down as fast. And also it's taking its time at a -5 speed. So it's not going to be too fast. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And I'm going to explain to you what actually happens initially. And then let me see right here. Select bomb. It's updating itself. So when you select bomb, you're gonna look over here at the inspector, and inside here, obviously the script, the speed will open up when you start. Bomb needs to be checked off, so make sure you check off bomb. And pro is your bullet, so make sure you go to your bullet prefab. Make sure it's the prefab, and you're gonna grab it from there and drag it in there. Okay. What is going to happen is every time this special object hits the player, it's going to bump all the way up to 80, which is it's like up here somewhere, and it's going to take a sweet time coming down again. And it's randomly going to come between negative 20 and 20. So it's going to be in this area, center area more than anything, instead of all the way to the edge like some of these things. Okay, so keep that in mind. So let's take a look real quick and see what it looks like. I'm going to try and stay alive long enough to get another one. So there it is, dropping nice and slow. All right, so it goes off, and now I gotta wait for it again because it's way up there. All right, and you can make that range a little bit higher if you want to. And oh, here it comes again. So you can say 100, you can say 200 if you don't want these things to come up too fast, because this is a pretty simple game, especially with the power up of adding limes. You might want to reduce that probability a little bit more, maybe to 10%. That way you can be a little bit challenged. And then here it comes again. Boom. All right, so then it bumps up all the way to the top again, and this time it's picked another random area to drop from. And not bad, not a bad little game. Okay, so that covers the bomb. I'm going to go ahead and stop the bomb here. I'm going to do a scrolling background next. And just a reminder, these are optional things. These are additions. This is what we're going to do in phase 2, which is next week. You're going to do phase 2 stuff, add your own things. What I recommend, you create separate scenes, okay? See, like I created a new scene called phase 2. What I did was I just did save as, and then I went to my, let me see if I can show you. Save as. Then you're going to go to your scenes here, okay? Scene folder. All right, because this is for your assets. So you're going to go to your scene folder, and this is where you create a new scene. Let's say phase 4, okay? Phase 4, because I already did a 3. So you can save it, and it's taking everything with it. So you can play with it, you can, and it won't affect your other scenes. If you want to go to your other scene, the initial scene that you turned in, that would be under scenes folder. And all you have to do is hit that again, and there's the one that you turned in, or supposedly are supposed to turn in. Okay, located right here. Phase 2 is what you guys are doing. You're going to regenerate this and make it even more awesome. And yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll this background here. Let's go ahead and go to default mode so I can see what it looks like. Let me see, make sure. Yep, okay, we're still recording. So what's going to happen is this is going to scroll from the top down, top down, top down, okay? So let's go to phase 2, open it up. I'm looking at the background. This is the background right here. What I want to do is make sure the background is here also. So my background is 2 night sky, right? This is what I named it. It's right here. So you need to go into the actual background located here in your assets. Bring it up in the inspector. You're going to go to the advanced part right here, and you're going to make sure it's in repeat mode, okay? Initially, it's in clamp mode, but you want to go into repeat mode, all right? Once you do that, come back here. It's already created, so I'm gonna have to show you in another one, so that way we don't get confused. Let's go to phase 4. Oh, no, phase 4 has it too. So let's go to, I think in phase 3 I didn't do any background, so let's go ahead and start it fresh there. All right, so I have nothing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my assets. I'm going to utilize this 2 night sky, okay? 2 night sky, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on repeat, like I said. Let me see what else. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys caught that, but I went up here to assets. I'm sorry, game objects, 3D object, and I went and grabbed a quad. Okay, then I resized my quad to these measurements, 4420, and then I did negative 20. But you can go here, right, and you pull this blue arrow back. All right, and there's your little tiny objects, and you want to come back here at least to a 10. So I did negative. That was my mistake. You want to pull it back. So 9, 10 is fine. Okay? And that's where we're at right now. And then take it off of 2D mode again, and now you should be able to see your objects. Okay? Let me see. Yep, there they are. All right. All right, now we want going to go ahead and rename it. And rename it background. Let me see. Right click, rename, background. Okay. So that's that. And then let me see what else. We're going to remove the mesh collider. We don't need that. So we remove components because we're going to add our own mesh collider, which is the background. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create something like this, similar. We're going to go ahead and go here, create, and we're looking for material. Okay, we're looking for material. There it is right there. We're going to rename this scrolling. Okay, scrolling background. Okay, hit enter. There it is right there. Bring it into focus, and we need to change the. Let me see. I think it was this one. Nope. Standard. Yeah, here it is. We're going to change it to unlit. Unlit. Standard changes to unlit. Okay. And it will be. Oh, so it is unlit. And we are going with texture. Okay. Right here is where we're going to pick our background that we want, which is this 2 night sky for me. So this is where we go select and we add it there. Okay. And so far that's it, but we do need to add some code to this, okay? Let me go ahead and bring up that code. All right, so before we do the code, let's go ahead and add to the background this newly created background. You just throw it in there, and there it is right there, okay? So think of it as a projector screen. The material that you created here is a projector screen, and what did you want it to project? You want it to project this 2 night sky, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and move on now because we now need it to move, and we need it to move from top to bottom. So that's our Y axis. All right, so I already had made it for this one right here, so let me find the script for the background. Here it is right here. All right, so this background, you're going to have a speed, so you can pause and copy this. You need a speed, you need a render, and then you need to tell it which direction you're moving. Now, if I was moving left and right, these would be reversed. My 0 would be at the end, and my speed would be first. In this case, we're doing with vector 2. Vector 2 means that you're working with X and Y, which is our 2D thing normally. I know you guys are used to seeing vector 3, which is X, Y, and Z. I'm just preparing you for the 3D world, but vector 2 is really what we use in the 2D world. Vector 2 means I'm using X and Y. So my first number is always going to be relating to X, and my second is usually related to the Y. In this case, we're moving from the Y-axis up and down, right? Or from the top to the bottom. Give it that illusion that we're moving through space. So this is where we would put our speed times delta delta times time dot delta time, okay? So I'm going to grab this and send it to the background that we created. So background here, grab this, bring it over here. Now the BG render that you want to use is this mesh render that you created. You just throw that in there, and then you want to add some speed. I'm going to go ahead and go like 0.5 for right now because I want it to go slow. Let's save this and let's test it out. Okay, and we should see the background moving. And this is where you can adjust your thing here. Okay. So I can say even slower. You know, he's moving too fast. Let me change that speed to 0.2, and there it is. That's a good speed right there. So I'm going to keep that. 0.2 sounds good. All right. All right. If you don't have any questions, this is it. This is where we're done. Um, you're going to have the ability to change your sprites. I found some animated sprites also. Those animated sprites are, you're going to find them under spaceships. When I did spaceship sprites, and they have some animations, and these are the prefabs for those ships. I went ahead and picked this ship right here. So there it is. So that'll be your phase 2. You can change it up as much as you want. Add some more power-ups. Add some different falling objects. This falling object right here, in particular, is more harder to hit. So yeah. All right. That is all for now. Thank you very much, and hope you make an interesting phase 2 project. Bye bye.